Have you ever felt like you're standing at the edge of a cliff, staring into the vast unknown, waiting for a sign, a miracle, or even just a glimmer of hope? In those moments of uncertainty, when the clock seems to tick against us and the answers feel miles away, it's easy to doubt. But what if I told you that even in the deepest waiting, God is not just watching from afar, He is actively orchestrating a divine plan? Today, we're diving into the profound truth that God's timing is perfect. We'll explore how being strong and brave while waiting on the Lord can transform our lives in ways we never imagined. Join me as we uncover the beauty of trusting in God's flawless timing and how it can turn our waiting periods into powerful testimonies of His faithfulness. Picture a grand symphony where every note, every pause, and every crescendo is perfectly timed. This is how God orchestrates our lives. Each moment is carefully placed in His divine plan. When life seems out of sync and we feel out of tune, remember that God's timing is impeccable. Even when it seems like nothing is happening, God is at work behind the scenes, setting the stage for a divine breakthrough. Trusting in His timing means believing that every delay is not a denial, but a preparation for something greater. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, it's easy to become impatient. We want answers now, solutions immediately, and results instantaneously. Yet, God calls us to be strong and brave, to stand firm in our faith even when the wait seems interminable. The Bible tells us in Joshua 1:9, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." This promise is our anchor in times of uncertainty, urging us to hold fast to our faith while we await His perfect timing. Think of a farmer waiting for his crops to grow. He cannot rush the seasons or force the rain. Instead, he prepares, plants, waters, and then waits with hope. Similarly, we are called to plant seeds of faith and hope in our hearts, trusting that God will provide the right conditions for our spiritual growth. Each season of waiting is an opportunity to deepen our trust in God's timing. As we nurture our faith, we can rest assured that He is preparing us for the harvest that is yet to come. Sometimes the hardest part is not just waiting, but waiting with hope. It's easy to grow weary and disheartened when we don't see immediate results. But remember, God's delays are not His denials. In Isaiah 40:31, we are reminded, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." This verse speaks to the heart of our struggle. Our strength is renewed as we wait, our faith is fortified, and our hope is rejuvenated. God's timing allows us to grow stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for the blessings He has in store. Imagine a ship setting sail. The captain must wait for the right wind and weather conditions to reach the destination safely. Similarly, God's timing is like the perfect wind that guides us through life's journey. When we feel adrift, we must trust that God is steering our course. Every storm, every calm, and every moment of waiting is part of His navigation plan. Embrace these times as opportunities to trust in His guidance, knowing that He is directing us towards a place of peace and fulfillment. In moments of waiting, it's natural to question, to doubt, and to fear. Yet these are the moments when God's grace shines the brightest. Just as He was with Daniel in the lion's den and with Joseph in the prison, He is with us in our moments of trial. God's presence is not diminished by our waiting, but rather magnified by it. As we navigate through our challenges, let us find solace in His unchanging presence, knowing that He is our ever-present help in times of trouble. Peppercraft 7. Our lives are a tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and trial. When we trust in God's timing, we allow Him to create a masterpiece from our experiences. Each thread, each moment of waiting contributes to the beauty of the final design. Though we may not see the full picture now, we can have faith that God is working all things together for our good. As Romans 8:28 assures us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Let's not forget the power of prayer during our waiting periods. Prayer is not just a plea for immediate answers, but a way to connect deeply with God. It's in these sacred moments of conversation with God that we find the strength to be brave and the courage to wait. Prayer aligns our hearts with God's will and reminds us of His promises. Through prayer, we gain perspective, peace, and renewed hope as we trust in His perfect timing. Consider the story of Abraham and Sarah. They waited decades for the fulfillment of God's promise of a son. Their patience and faith were tested, but in the end, God's promise was fulfilled in a way that glorified Him. Their story is a testament to the truth that God's timing is always perfect, even when it seems delayed. Let their faith inspire us to hold on to God's promises and to remain steadfast in our belief that He will come through for us in due season. In our fast-paced world, waiting can feel like an eternity. But remember, God's timing is not bound by human constraints. He operates on a divine schedule, one that is perfectly aligned with His purpose for our lives. Each moment of waiting is a testament to His sovereignty and His commitment to our ultimate good. As we wait, let us focus not on the length of the wait, but on the certainty of His arrival. Our God is never late. He is always on time. Waiting can also be a time of profound personal growth. It's in these moments that we often learn the most about ourselves and our relationship with God. We develop patience, resilience, and a deeper understanding of His character. Embrace this time as a period of transformation where God is shaping you into a vessel ready to receive His blessings. Every challenge, every delay, and every moment of waiting is an opportunity for growth and preparation. In the stillness of waiting, we often find ourselves facing our deepest fears and uncertainties. Yet in these moments that God invites us to lean on Him more fully. He asks us to trust Him with our doubts, our hopes, and our dreams. As we surrender our anxieties to Him, we discover a profound peace that surpasses all understanding. Remember, God's timing is not only about when things will happen, but also about preparing our hearts to receive His blessings with gratitude and grace. Consider the story of the Israelites wandering in the desert. Their journey was long and arduous, but God used this time to mold them into a people ready to enter the promised land. Their waiting period was not wasted. It was a crucial part of their preparation. Similarly, your period of waiting is not in vain. God is using this time to prepare you for something greater, to build your faith and character. Trust that every step, no matter how slow it seems, is leading you closer to your promised blessing. In our impatient moments, it's easy to forget that God's delays are often opportunities for us to grow in faith. Just as a seed needs time to germinate and grow, our faith needs time to mature. God's timing allows us to develop a deeper reliance on Him, to understand His ways more fully, and to experience His faithfulness in new and profound ways. Embrace the waiting period as a time of spiritual enrichment, where your trust in God can grow stronger and your relationship with Him can deepen. When we are waiting, it's important to remember that we are not alone. God walks with us through every season of life, and His presence is a constant source of comfort and strength. Psalm 46:1 reminds us God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. No matter how long the wait, God is with you every step of the way. He is your refuge in times of uncertainty and your strength when you feel weak. Draw near to Him and find solace in His unwavering presence. The journey of waiting often brings us to the edge of our comfort zones, challenging us to step out in faith. It requires us to trust God beyond what we can see and to believe in His goodness, even when the path is unclear. This step of faith is a testament to our trust in God's character and His promises. As we venture beyond our comfort zones, we discover new dimensions of His love and grace. Embrace this journey with a heart full of faith, knowing that God is guiding you every step of the way. God's timing is not just about the destination, but also about the journey. The experiences, lessons, and growth that occur during the waiting period are integral to the fulfillment of His promises. Each moment of waiting shapes us, molds us, and prepares us for the blessings that lie ahead. Cherish the journey, for it is through these experiences that we come to know God more intimately and understand His plan for our lives. Every step you take, every moment you wait, is part of a grand, divine plan. As you wait on the Lord, remember that He is never idle. While it may seem like nothing is happening, God is actively working behind the scenes. He is aligning circumstances, touching hearts, and orchestrating events in ways that we cannot always perceive. Trust that His work is ongoing and that He is preparing the way for your breakthrough. Your waiting is part of His meticulous plan, and He is working all things together for your good and His glory. The waiting period can often feel like a test of faith, but it is also an opportunity for growth. Each day that we wait, we are given the chance to strengthen our trust in God and to practice patience. This process helps us to develop a deeper, more resilient faith that will sustain us through future challenges. Embrace the waiting as a time of spiritual testing and growth, knowing that God uses these moments to refine our character and deepen our relationship with Him. In the midst of waiting, it's important to maintain a heart of gratitude. Even when answers seem delayed, God's blessings are ever present. Take time to reflect on the things you are thankful for and recognize the ways in which God has already been faithful in your life. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to the abundance of God's goodness. By cultivating a grateful heart, we invite more of God's peace and joy into our waiting period. God's timing often teaches us valuable lessons about trust and reliance. When we face delays and uncertainties, we are invited to surrender our plans and expectations to Him. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a declaration of our trust in His perfect plan. Each delay is an opportunity to learn more about God's faithfulness and to grow in our dependence on Him. Embrace this lesson with an open heart, knowing that God is using it to build a stronger foundation of faith in your life. When faced with prolonged waiting, it's natural to seek reassurance. Turn to God's Word for encouragement and guidance. The Bible is filled with stories of individuals who experienced delays and challenges, but found God's faithfulness in the end. Let these stories inspire you and remind you of God's unchanging nature. As you meditate on Scripture, allow it to reinforce your faith and provide comfort during the waiting period. As you continue to wait for the Lord's help, let hope be your guiding light. Hope is not a passive expectation, but an active confidence in God's promises. It's the assurance that even when things seem bleak, God is working for your good. Let hope inspire you to keep moving forward with faith and courage, trusting that the dawn will break and the fulfillment of God's promises will come in His perfect timing. As we close today's journey, remember that every moment of waiting is an opportunity to strengthen your faith and trust in God's perfect timing. The trials and delays we face are not signs of abandonment, but rather opportunities for divine preparation and transformation. God's timing is never late. It is always precisely aligned with His purpose for your life. So hold on to hope, be strong, and stay brave. Your breakthrough is on the horizon, and the best is yet to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey of faith. If this message has touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more encouragement and inspiration. And remember, no matter where you are in your waiting season, God is with you every step of the way. Until next time, keep believing, keep hoping, and keep trusting in His perfect timing.